Hello everybody, my name is Trimda and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be covering the subject of multi-farms from the Forestry mod. Now this is such a great addition to the Forestry mod. It's something though that I have found looking around on the internets, on the interwebs, that isn't really well documented. There's not a lot of how-tos on how to really use this great feature. Now, the old farms, you had a lot of components and a lot of pieces to them. While they were great, multi-farms came out, and really now we're talking about farming made real simple. Now, with this, I am a big user of these farms. The reason being is I don't have the patience to be doing things over and over. I'm a technic type user. This is a custom mod pack that you're looking at right now. I'm in the extra biome, so let's get now down to it. With Forestry, as I was saying, the wiki, while it's great, is a very informative source. There's no real great how-tos on how to build one of these multi-farms. Once you master it, though, and you've gotten used to it, they are great devices. They'll make your life awesome. Now, there are two types of multi-farms you're going to encounter. There is the automatic multi-farm and the manual. The automatic is very much a farm that will take care of itself. You feed it dirt, you feed it fertilizer and seed, and it will do the rest for you. It'll automatically plant, till the soil, plant your seeds, etc. Then there are the manual farms. There are times where you may need to use a manual farm. For example, here I am looking at a bunch of IC2 rubber trees. These rubber trees here are on a manual farm. Now, what the manual farm is, you have to put down the soil yourself, till it if need be. You have to plant all the seeds, but it will do all the harvesting. So in the case of these IC2, this will collect all the sticky resin for me automatically. So, and from that, it'll only use water and fertilizer as a part of the process. It won't try to replant anything. Now, when we look at this little farm here, this is the smallest size available. It's the 3x3 farm. Oh, look, there's some sticky resin that should disappear anytime now, automatically, we hope, if nothing's going wrong down below in the machine rooms. Oh, there it goes. This is the smallest farm. Now, this is the largest farm. This one here has 180, you could say squares that it will grow crops on. Of course, being an automatic farm, it'll automatically put water source blocks on and so forth. So it's not going to be quite 180. Now, one thing that's important to note is when you're building your multi-farm, in the links, I have the link to the Forestry wiki. On the Forestry wiki, it'll show you the different valid layouts that you can do. As I was saying, this is the biggest. Now, one of the things you have to do is the area where it'll plant, you have to put some type of, as I like to call it, fancy stone. In this case, I've just used brick. You can use sandstone, chiseled brick, I believe nether brick. It's all on the wiki what are the valid sources. So in this case, I've just used plain old brick. Very easy, just smelt your cobble and off to the races you go. So let's get to it. So as you can see here, the structure here, it's a 5x5, and here's the center of the structure. Now, this is what I call my machine pit. This will be the underside of the machine. Now, when we get into this, we're going to be building the structure blocks and all the various blocks as we go through this video, and I'll show you how to do them. One of the things is we're going to be getting into these specialized blocks such as gearboxes, etc. Those, you're going to have a little bit of choice where you want to place them. Now, in order to build this, you're going to need two machines from the Forestry mod pack. You're going to need a carpenter and the thermionic fabricator. So let's start. In order to build now the structure blocks, and one thing about these multi-farms are that they are a multi-block structure, is you're going to need, so when I say that, we're going to have to build all the blocks and put them together properly, and I'll show you how to do that. It's pretty straightforward. But first, we're going to need tubes. NEI, depending on whether the mod pack you're using has the Forestry plugin, may or may not show the additional information that you need, but what we're going to do first is, in order to build these, we're going to need tin tubes. So the tin tubes, pretty straightforward. Now, as I was saying, that's 180 blocks of growing space. According to the wiki, you need 100 blocks of actual of actual block structure. So we're going to make 100 of these. So there's 16, keep on making, 32, 48, 64, yay! And it looks like I grabbed just enough material for it. Perfect. And we're going to come back to the thermionic fabricator a little bit later because we have some other type of tubes we have to make. That's why there's still some material. So to make these farm structure blocks, really simple. Let's just put this. This is a project table for those who haven't used them before. What a great invention. I love them, I love them, I love them. I think it's LRM who put these together in her Red Power 2 pack. I can't remember for the life of me. But this is how simple it is to make these multi-block structures. So we need 100 of these. So let me just shift click. And I'm missing something. I'm missing copper, ain't I? Ah, yeah. So let me go run to my house and I'll go get some more copper unless I have some here. No, of course not. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. So let's get back to that. Take two. You'll once in a while get this from me, so I'm just putting the recipe back into the top here, and I'm putting my bricks back in. So we need a total of 100 blocks. We're going to have a few extra blocks. That's okay. I'll always put them to use somewhere else. We don't have to worry about that. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a few specialty blocks before we get too far into this. First thing we're going to need to do is create something called the farm valve. Now what the farm valve does is the farm valve allows you to basically pipe in your water. Now a farm valve needs something called tin gears, and now for this build we're going to need a farm valve, a farm gearbox, and a farm hatch, which if I remember correctly that's 7 gears or 6 gears. 6 gears, yeah. So the way you make a tin gear is iron in the middle and you put your tin around. And somehow I'm missing tin. I don't know how I'm missing tin. So let's go get some more tin. My apologies, everybody. Wow. Oh, look at that. No. Check this out. We got more tin. Yay! Always come prepared with a few extra stacks. So now we have our tin gears. So to make the gearbox, it's first. Well, actually, we'll make we'll make the whatchamacallit. Yeah, we'll make the gearbox first. It's pretty well the easiest of them all to make, which is just a farm block and 3 tin gears. Here's the gearbox. Now what the gearbox is your power feed in. This is how you're going to get power into your farm. The next component will be your farm hatch. What your farm hatch is used for is to get things in and out of your farm, such as the crops you're harvesting and fertilizer and dirt. Some things like that. And the last thing we need, and I need one more of these, thank you, is finally the farm valve. And this is how we're going to get the water into our farm. So let me just push these all down. By the way, this is a soldering iron. You'll need that at a later date and time. Let's not talk about that now. So this area here I purposely set up for the bottom of my farm structure. So what we need here is first our farm hatch. Now as you can see I have a pipe coming over here. This is where everything's going to come and go out of the farm. So now with it, as I was saying, the electricity, we need our farm gearbox. And finally our hydration. Now I'm a big fan of the thermal expansion pack, so I am of course going to be probably using an aqueous accumulator. So aqueous accumulators do need a little bit of space, so let's just see here. Let's figure this out. We'll put the aqueous accumulator right there, so I'll just put one block here, and there we go. The farm valve's in. So the next part is we just got to fill in the rest of this area with those farm structure blocks. So let's go ahead and put them all in. Oh, thank you, Inventory Tweaks, for messing with me. Doink, doink. Inventory Tweaks loves to move stuff back and forth if you have empty slots and you had some stuff in one slot and in the other. So we're just going to fill in the rest. Now, one thing is as I was showing you this, you can have multiple farm hatches, farm valves. You can put them on the tops. You can put it on the bottom. I wouldn't say put them on the side, and the reason why I wouldn't recommend that is obviously we have to be wary of where our farmland is going to be. So, oh, it's already getting to be nighttime, isn't it? Let me just check if anybody's on the server. No, everybody's off right now, so time noon. Let's set the time back to noon here. Shh, don't tell anybody that I was doing that. So now we're going to fill it in. Now, the farm structure is whatever size, according to the configuration you've chosen, and it's 4 tall. So with that, as this is the bottom layer, so here we're getting to our second layer of the farm structure. And I'll show you the trick to know whether it worked. Now, one thing is this needs to either be at the same level as where the dirt's going to be, and the dirt's going to go on top of this brick here, or above or below. So, and what I mean by that, if you go to the wiki, they'll show you a diagram with this nice, cute little animated diagram that'll tell you what's valid and what's invalid. In short, this has to be at least at the same level as the soil's going to be at. So we just keep filling this in here. And we're almost done. Yay! Oh, don't tell me I ran out of... Oh, just enough farm blocks. So, what'll happen is momentarily we should see a gray band come around the bottom here, if we've done this correctly. There it is. Yay! So this means that this multi-block structure is working, that it's actually said, yeah, you built the structure correctly. So if we click on it, we're going to get this GUI. Now, it looks all complicated. It isn't that complicated. Here is where the water goes in, depending on what crop you're growing. Some crops need a lot of water, some need just a little bit of water. So right now, this is empty, obviously. Now, you can either pipe water in through the farm valve block that we put down below, or you can just use buckets if you want to. I'm going to save these buckets because I do need them for the Aqueous Accumulator, but... so this area right here is for your fertilizer. It can take up to a stack of 64 fertilizer. It is the newer 2.0 Forestry fertilizer style, so sand mixed with apatite. So sand on top, sand on the bottom with apatite in the middle, and that'll produce 8 fertilizer for you. Now this tells you what it will try to grow. Now it's right now saying it's going to be a managed arboretum. We'll talk about this in a few minutes, the circuit boards and how to change this. An arboretum will basically grow trees, collect the fruit, it'll harvest the wood and replant your tree for you. And that's, as I was saying, a managed farm. Now these 2 boxes here that we see side by side, this is where your dirt, your substrate will go. So in this case, because we're going to be doing a wheat farm today, this will be dirt. On this side will be your seeds, saplings, you know, whatever you're using to germinate, if you will. And finally, as it's collecting, everything will go into this bottom box. Now, this bottom box is emptied out by that gearbox, sorry, not by the gearbox, by the hatch, that we put down on the bottom there. Also, that hatch, because it's on the bottom, I can also feed things into the farm, so I can either extract or, you know, put in or extract. Now, one of the things about that hatch in the bottom, you don't need a redstone engine or anything like that. It will automatically output to it. So, here we go. Now, first things first, let me put in, I'm using the logistics pipe mod. I love this mod. I'm going to now put in my logistics pipe, and next... As I said, I'm a thermal expansion type of guy, so of course I'm using redstone conduits. And so now we've connected up the power and the inventory. Now we'll get around to programming the inventory in a second. Oh yay, of course it's raining. 1 second. Just turn down that volume there. We don't need to listen to the rain. So as we're going to have the Aqueous Accumulator, let's just put a pipe here. And this will be where I'll put the Aqueous Accumulator, so we'll just put that out, you know, just get rid of those, and we'll just plop that sucker in there. And where's my bucket? Oh, Mother Nature, of course, wants to interfere with my first video ever. So then we'll just put that right there. So now the Aqueous Accumulator is going to fill this up with water. And as you can see, the water's coming in. Now, obviously, we're going to need to get the materials in here. So let me just get some dirt. Dirt, perfect. Of course, I fall in the hole. Now, I'm going to say I'm allowing partial requests, and what I'm doing is I'm just saying I want to always keep in stock 8 fertilizer for me, and keep in stock 64 dirt. If you've ever played with logistics pipes, you'd understand how this all works. I won't be getting into this, maybe later if you guys request in the comments, a tutorial on logistics pipe and how they work. I'd be glad to show you. I just got to do one little hookup over here. And of course I can't get to it from here. You can't get there from here. Boink. There we go. Perfect. So the last thing now is we just need our seeds for the farm, and actually we have one other thing that we do need to do, which will be to actually program the farm. Right now it wants to be an arboretum. So we don't want to be doing trees, we want to be doing wheat. Now if you're ever wondering why would I be doing wheat, because wheat's so darn easy to grow, the reason for the wheat is that I have these lovely little sheep. Oh, see, it's already doing something. Let's go up top here and let's go see what it's up to here. And of course, it's raining. Thank you, Mother Nature. It's planting my soil. Yay! Weather. Sun. Goodbye. And still, nobody should be on. Time. So right now, it's planting all the soil. Hopefully that won't interfere too much, because now we got to do the actual circuit board. Now there are different circuit boards. I just happen to always use the fanciest of them because I can afford to do so right now. The circuit boards are generally used in customizing the engines. There we go. And right now it's making a circuit board. Now this is the deluxe fancy schmancy circuit board. You can put up to 4 tubes onto it, and what these tubes are, what we'll do with these tubes, and I'll show you how they work. You'll need a tool called a soldering iron. They let you program the farm, tell it what to do, whether it's going to be a managed or an unmanaged farm. There we go. I got my circuit. Great. Now on the wiki it'll explain all the different tube types that you can use and what they will do to your farm. So I'm using bronze here. And the reason for the bronze tube is, if you look at the wiki, this is for a managed wheat farm. So I'll pull out my soldering iron, and if I click on it, this UI opens up, and this really, what you're doing here is you're going to say what tubes you want to put on your circuit board. Now, we're not doing an electric engine. We're going to do a managed farm, and that's just by clicking left and right up top here. So there's also manual farms. We're going to be doing a managed farm, so let's put in our tubes. So there'll be 4 crop farms, and we'll plop that in there. Ding, ta-da! Now the way you put those in there is you just click on here and just pop them in here. Now it's going to say, oh, I want to do soil, so I'm going to stick my seeds in there. I'm going to want to do crops. Now one thing is, it started planting that dirt right away. I'm not sure if that's going to interfere with the farm or not. Yeah, see, this does not look like the right kind of dirt. Let's see what happens. Yeah, there we go. See, it this is humus, by the way. This is not dirt. So what it did was it consumed humus. It's not humus, it's humus. I know, I'm about to hear that from somebody. And as you can see, it's going behind me and saying, okay, I'll replant this. So that was a little whoopsie on my part. I gave it the dirt a little too quickly. Uh-oh. And I knocked out a block. Overzealous with my... Now one thing is, you can help a farm along if you... See, now I'm ruining my farm. And we're back, everybody. I cleaned up my mess, and just to keep the machine from fighting with me, I just took out a block out of it, so she should be coming back online any second now. As you can see, it's replanting the dirt, and it's sticking all the water in there and everything. Nothing like doing your first video and having that type of thing happening. And as you can see here, it's just going around, and it's planting all the earth and tilling it. And if we look here, let's put that dirt up there. Let's let it have it. As you can see, it's planting and putting out the dirt. Now, underneath, when you look underneath, what you're going to see overall is this tube won't be full because it's using water during the entire process, and we're going to see through this pipe here, incoming, we're going to see various dirt and also fertilizer. Now, if you're wondering while I was doing that how I'm doing the automated, like the fertilizer, very simple, just using, once again, logistics pipes. I have over here a auto crafting table, and inside of this auto crafting table I just have the recipe set up for producing 8 fertilizer. Pretty straightforward. And so down at that end, when it requests it, if I just bank this with a stick or with my wrench, I need 2 sand and 1 apatite to create 8 fertilizer. And so when he makes a request, he'll go down there. And it's simple like that. Now I have a source at the far end of the building that actually keeps all the apatite that I mine up, as well as the dirt and the sand that's required for all of these farms. They basically come from giant quarries that are off in the distance, many moons away, and so as you can see here now, everything's all planted and it's just using up the last of the seeds. Now I'm going to use a little dirty trick that's going to annoy the heck out of the farm. I'm going to rush some of these plants with bone meal, just to show you what happens when it all goes. Now let me go grab some bone meal for my base. Come here, you. Yoink. And sometime, guys, I'll get into some of the other little creations that I have going on around here. For example, with soul shards, I have automated cow farms and all kinds of fun doohickeries, if you will. I'm waiting for the trolls to hit me for that one. So what happens? Now we have this piece of tall wheat. Any second now, it should... There we go. And it's gone and picked them up. And so what? Now it's replanting those, and it has wheat down there. So I'm just going to bug the farm and just keep doing this. And the reason partially why I'm doing this is I don't have enough wheat seeds in my inventory. This will help stock the farm up and get the farm to the point where then all of the fields will be all going. And if you're wondering why these aren't planted, it's just waiting for them to be irrigated. And that's it, everybody. As you can see now, it's automatically farming itself. And these will grow over time, little bit by bit. It will use this fertilizer, so always keep a stock on hand, some way to supply it, whether you're using a Red Power Manager system or filters from the Red Power mod, or in this case logistics pipes is another way. There's a lot of different ways to skin this cat, or just manually feeding the fertilizer in. That works as well. I'm a big believer in automation, so of course I can't just let, I can't let well enough be alone. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you got any questions, just feel free to post them down in the comments. Be happy to answer them. Any comments, of course. Trolls, I love you guys. I know people will be picking on me because I probably do sound like a dork in this one. And guys, stay tuned. Maybe everybody put in the comments as well any suggestions for any other content you'd like to know about. If you guys want a tour of the mansion here and all of the builds going on inside here, or for example, I do have a automated mob farming system, a la Technic Pack, Feed the Beast style, using soul shards and bots, a little bit like what Direwolf 20's done, just a little bit different, with a few safety precautions and a little bit of fun in it. Anyways, I hope everybody you like this video, and we'll catch you on the flip side.